welcome to the show. I'm Natasha Graziano. I am the #1 female motivational speaker in the world. And today we're talking about love, with my man I met in 3 months and we fell in love on Clubhouse.
Fuck you. I love how you're wearing my sunglasses, babe. What the actual fuck is
They're
this?
designer.
I love your impression of me. Do I really sound like that? You're so funny. Am I actually like that?
I thought it was pretty good.
You are pretty good at impersonations of me. Do another one.
You kind of got like a race car burlesque thing going on today.
Yeah, it's cool, babe.
It's very futuristic.
It's fashion, darling. Something I need to teach you more about. Today you're doing well, though, let's be honest. But the rest of his clothes are from Target. I had to put them in the bin.
It's actually not from Target. It's from Wish.com. Shout out to all my Wish people.
I just want to say, if you want to endorse me, I'm game. But this guy just went mad with ordering Wish.com. It was so nuts. Like, as in, I've never seen some of the stuff that he wore. It was like, I mean, it's not even like, it's not, some of it was just, my God. I mean, honestly, shocking. And I love their brand, but he chose the worst stuff of it. It was like the worst of the worst. Hi, mommy's boy.
Okay, so let's talk about love.
You can come say hi to mommy. Mommy's boy just got back from school. So love is really amazing. Are we live on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff right now? This is so fun. Do you want to do TikTok on mine? So basically, love is such an amazing topic. If you want to hear about love, you're in the right place right now because we finished filming for the day. I'm in my zone. And this cat is really keen to talk about like what actually love is. And
who wants to know in the comments? I got the comment stream live right now. Who wants to know what actually happens behind closed doors? Married to Natasha Graziano. Comment below.
No, please don't. Babe, you can't even share this shit with the world.
They're flowing in. Look at this.
Oh my God. What are people saying? Just be honest. Do they really want to fucking know? Perry's dying in the background. Like, what the fuck? Do they actually want to know? I'd really love a cup of tea, actually. I'm really thirsty. Does someone want to froth me coconut milk? Do it? Will you? Thanks, honey. I love froth coconut milk and then put my tea with it. Okay, so my favorite tea is this is the manifesting tea that I manifested him with, and I'm going to show you it right now. If you actually just bring the box, I'll show them, my manifesting tea. So this is what I used to manifest him. I got this box and I opened it, and every day I inhaled this scent of the tea, and it was so divine. And as I opened it, I just felt like love. I just imagined this person's arms wrapped around me. I felt like just in love, right? As I would sit with it. No, the mariage. And so I just felt like so loved up. And then eventually every day I would smell it and feel his arms. I felt the feeling of being married. I think that's the biggest trick, if I'm honest, is feeling like you are already in the relationship. So with scripting, what I teach is for you to write out exactly what you want in the future as though it's already happened. So you write it out. So you're like, I fell in love and this person walked into my life and they were so amazing and they cared for me and they earned loads of money and we earned money together, and be really specific on what you want and write it down and just get so clear on exactly what it is that you want. And I did that and I wrote it down, and I would inhale the smell of this tea every day alongside the scripting for love, which is so powerful. I do it for every area of my life. Manifested my dream crib. I manifested my dream husband. I've manifested so many things in my career using scripting. And I know when I don't use it. But the T for love is so important. I'm going to show you it.
So to all the guys out there,
this is the T box.
I was minding my own business. I was happily dating multiple women. I was single, ready to mingle, just got out of a relationship. Not looking for anything serious. And when a special lady comes into your life, she made me nervous and she made me excited at the same time. And I remember asking my mom, what happens when a woman makes you nervous and excited at the same time? And my mom said, that's love, darling. So she made me very nervous. She's not the woman we all know today when I first met her. But at the same time, I was dating all these other women, but all I could think of over time was this one woman.
Because you're
And
emotionally connected to me.
well, see, that's the thing. It when you're with other people, it's just you don't really know the feeling until you go through it. But it's like you can't. There's no point in dating other women, and sorry to be graphic, but like even when you're having sex with another woman, you can't help but think about somebody else. You can't help but think about this one person, and so it starts to capture you and everything about you and your life. And then we started talking every single day. It was almost like an addiction to a person, which I was never used to. I love being independent. I don't rely on anybody. I don't need anyone in my life. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I'm self-made and self-generated, and I don't want to have to depend on people. But it's a vulnerable feeling when you connect with somebody and you have like a addiction to being with that person. And and yeah, it just built one day at a time. And then I flew over to London to meet her for the first time. I'll never forget. She said either this is going to be a glorified one night stand, or we're going to get married and have kids together. That's really the only two options. There's no in between. So here we
It's
are.
it's so true. And that's it. But can I go back to the point where you were like dating other people? So I have zero tolerance for what they do. Like in the UK, where I was from and am from, although I live in LA, it was very different. So you would like date one and then maybe date another, but you wouldn't really have sex with two people at once. Like that was almost unheard of. In America, it's normal to have like 4 or 5 dates at once. And
Body count's big over here.
I don't want to generalize in America because this is my fucking place. But like maybe in LA and New York, I know for sure, and Miami, that is a thing. Like people date, right? Multiple people at once. And I just was so new to this. So Michael was from this side of the world and he was like dating all these people and having like mad wild nights with them every day. And I was like, yo, first of all, I was like, you need to quit drinking because I don't drink. So I was like, you need to like nip that in the bud. I've been clean off drugs for like 7 years. So I was like, this is so important in my life. And then, you know, I wanted to the odd glass of red wine I think is really no issue, so I don't count that as drinking. But like I had just decided I need someone who's in my same level, like wants to reverse their biological age, really wants to take their health seriously, because that's the most important thing to me is health.
Well, I look at the before and after. I look totally different. I mean,
You have brown hair, babe. I bleached your hair blonde.
I look totally different. I'm 25 pounds lighter, 6% body fat.
Wait, can we just
less? I look different.
So
have better
what did
skin.
I do for you? Like, be honest. What
Yeah.
have
So
I
what?
done?
So what?
Then I want to talk about this.
So
dating thing.
this is what happens, guys. To all the single guys out there, I know what it's like, and it's really fun to date and to chase girls. But it's the biggest distraction. I'll never forget this chart where it was a circle with all these arrows pointing all these different directions. And then there's another circle with one long arrow saying, where is your energy located? And that's these guys, especially alpha males. It's just this ball of energy going every which direction, chasing energy, chasing women, flying around the world and doing your thing. And it feels like you're in the moment. You can hide around up behind an ego and be like, I'm a playboy. I'm this international man of mystery and all that. Like I said, it's fun, but it's distracted. And when you're in a relationship and you're married or you're in a committed relationship, what happens is you turn off that feeling of chasing and you start to chase other things. Because I don't have to go and chase tail every night and go clubbing and go drinking and go partying. None of that's there anymore.
Hashtag chase tail.
Hashtag chase tail.
What the fuck is that?
I'm at home. I'm a homebody. I haven't drank for 2.5 years. So now I'm like, what can I chase now? And in business comes in, where it's like, okay, I'm doing 6 figures a month. How do I do 7 figures a month? Okay, let's really study that, because that's a fine art. How do I go and find mentors to teach me money? Success leaves clues. How do I go and find these guys who have done it, and they'll tell me how they're doing it, and they'll help teach me. Okay, how do I chase physique and health. Okay, so let's go find people out there who are reversing their biological age. Okay, so I'm 34 now. How do I get to 30? And then how do I get to 25 biologically? And how can I do that through all sorts of peptides and supplements and vitamins and exercising. And I have what I call a triple stack where I'm doing electric muscle therapy. I'm doing treadmill. I'm doing tonal. And so I'm just working out every day and making money. And so you wonder why in Think and Grow Rich, they say men are in their prime in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, not because they've been around the block so many times. It's because they're in committed relationships in those years. And those are the times that they can put all their energy together and they can really focus their energy, their sexual energy, which is Mother Nature's way of living on.
It's so true when you harness your sexual energy, which is why, back to the point where you were dating all these girls, I was like, sweetie, I'm worth 1,000,000 girls than just random little hoodlums that you're having sex with. You know, singletons leech onto other singletons because they need to have that fun and excitement. But I was a singleton who was not a singleton. I was like, if you want to be with me, you have to step the fuck up or sit the fuck down so the man behind you can come through. Because somebody is standing behind you, honey. And I made you stand up. I was like, stand up. You have to be demanding with your person. Yeah. You genuinely have to believe that you're worth it. Like, you have to sit and be like, you are worth it. I am worth it. Let's do this together. What you're getting from these random dots that you're dating, I call them dots, like just people who have nothing going for them. Like, what do? Nothing. Good. What do you care? What are you passionate about? I don't know. Oh. Good. Okay. Well, like, tell me more. Like, yeah. What do you mean nothing? Go help in a charity. I just built a fucking school in Guatemala, bitch. What did you do for fun? Yeah. Like, what are you doing with your life? Stand up and be it. Like, how are you going to become something that the person is going to fall in love with if you ain't doing nothing? Don't tell me, I don't like my job, I don't do anything. Go do something for charity. Go and help somebody. There's philanthropy you can do. If I wasn't a motivational speaker, queen biatch, and mindset coach, and mom, I would be working full time in a charity.
So Natasha is what we call big energy. She's also a nice blend of masculine energy. So I've actually always wanted masculine energy in my spouse. I wanted someone who was ambitious and driven.
Really?
Not everyone wants that.
Babe, you didn't date that. No offense. The girls before me were like dots.
Well, I mean, David Data is way.
Shout out to all the dots Michael dated before.
Way of the Superior Man is a book by David Data, and he talks about how ultra masculine men date ultra masculine women, or you know, for gay couples, same thing. Feminine, masculine. We all have a balance within us, right? So you have an ultra masculine dating an ultra feminine, an alpha dating an ultra beta, or you have what's called a balanced masculine feminine with a balanced masculine feminine. And I've always been considered masculine, but able to express myself and aware and having some feminine qualities. And you have ultra masculine qualities. And a good sign of whether or not you're masculine is, would you put your purpose above your family? That's a question. And if the answer is yes, my highest purpose in this world, in this life, is number one, my family is number two, then that's masculine quality. If the answer is absolutely not, family over anything, then that's a feminine quality. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's no need to judge the answer. But your purpose is to go and change 1 billion lives and raise billions of dollars for charity.
How do you handle that? Can I just ask, like, how do you handle the fact that I am such a strong energy? Like, do you think I shut the door and then I become like super cute and submissive? Because I am actually really super cute and submissive sometimes. But like, or like, how do you handle that as a man? Like, I am a big energy. I mean, it definitely has. I've 100x your like business since we met. Like, you have I mean, look at our fucking mansion we live in. Like, you have done some seriously big things since we met. But like, I'm still very humble about it. Like, in my journey, I'm very much like, I did not start here. Like I know the fucking struggles that I went through to get here. Like I
Yeah.
sit here knowing, like how grateful I am, deeply, deeply grateful every day, and try and share as much of my life and lifestyle with the world and helping people.
Well,
But how do you
you
handle
guys,
like
I mean, you guys see this Natasha every day in front of the camera. I see the Natasha when the doors close and behind the scenes. And what she does, just so you guys know, is she does a lot of writing. And I know she talks a lot about this scripting, and it feels like a sales pitch. But the truth is, she's been doing this to create all of this, including my relationship. So it's kind of been her like secret sauce she's been using to manifest the relationships, money, love, everything into her life. And so here I am watching this little girl scribble furiously every night onto her journal. And then here I am watching it come to fruition. I'm seeing the behind the scenes and the front stage. And then she goes like, "Oh, look here, exactly 90 days ago, I said this would happen. Look what happened today. Oh, exactly a year from today. Look what I said was going to happen. Look what happened." And I see it's time stamped on this journal. So I'm like, wow. So, I mean, I see that. I see the vulnerable side, which is really generating energy and manifesting. And then I see this in your face, loud energy at the same time. I've always been the alpha in the room and the center of attention naturally, but when I'm next to Natasha, I don't stand a chance. I don't think anyone does, and that's beautiful. And that's what we call a like full sparkle. She calls it, and she's just showing up as her. And the more genuine you are and your energy, the more you come out as a star. The word star is beaming light in a room. And it's exciting because I know when I first saw her how much energy she has to give to the world. I think she had some challenges channeling it early on. So I was there as her husband slash publicist to
oh babe, I
to
totally
re
married my PR guy.
yeah. I mean, if I was invoicing you for all the work I've been doing, it'd be a serious bill at this point. It's cheaper just to marry me.
It's way easier.
But yeah, I've
But my love language is acts of service. Like, to be fair, if you were not so giving in the way that you like help me, grow me, be a part of my stuff, like I wouldn't be so into you, because my love language, I didn't know, but is acts of service.
well, so to all the women out there who look up to Natasha and want to go be a big energy, I think Natasha gives you permission to go be a big energy, and I've heard that a lot. Women are like, she gives me permission to go and be my loud self and really go for it. And for the men out there who are married to these women, I would say, yeah, facilitate, facilitate, facilitate. She's going to need a lot of money that you're going to have to inject. You might not see a return on investment right away. It doesn't matter. You need to play a 5-year, 10-year, 50-year game. She generates relationships like I've never seen before. Like the caliber of people coming into her life is unbelievable, but she's all about the relationship. She doesn't really like to ask for anything. For her, having them on the podcast is like an ask, when really it's just showing up in front of 13 million people and 3,200 are watching right now. Like that's an easy ask. But for me, for a husband and for a man, it's like, okay, well, how do we develop these relationships? These guys and women and men are investing in things. They have startups, they have companies, they need press and media. They're looking into AI, they're investing. How do we play with them on a financial level and a work level, on a deeper level? And so men can help, or anyone in a relationship can have an alpha beta and have this dynamic go back and forth. And maybe you can take the lead when it comes to business, right? Like that's something I am proud of, is a thriving business and helping you develop your business.
Yeah, for sure. I think you have to have like a really good yin yang blend. So here's the way to get into a guy's head or a girl's head or someone's head: do business with them. So don't just go in like, hey, do you want to go for dinner on Friday? Or like, let's go bowling. Yes, all of this stuff is cute, but here is what's going to set you aside from you and them. What you're going to do,
The dots.
the dots. What you're going to do is you're going to be the motherfucking wave that comes in, and doesn't matter who you're dating, this works. So as you're learning about them in your conversation, you just met them on Raya, and then you sit in with them in person, and you have your nice meal,
Millionairematchmaker.com.
and like you sit with them in person, and then you're chilling with them, and then they're like, wow, this is they're getting to know you, and they're like really enjoying your energy, and then you start to hear that they're really into AI, they're really into art, they really want to make more money with what? Hear it, listen, don't just take it in like that's their thing, I've got mine. Instantly offer value on how you can collide in business, how you can work together and synergize in business. So look at it and be like, okay, I have an amazing idea for you. And then the next time you message them, don't message them what they're used to. Hey, how are you? So cute, so dull. You go in with something so bigger, like, yo, I had the dopest idea for your business. You should basically bring in XYZ pieces, put it together. And I'm happy to come and like put the event together for you and help out with this. And even if you're not that great at it, just put yourself in their life, in their business. I did that for him. How much did I do that with you?
So okay, guys, the funny thing is Natasha started giving dating advice to all these friends, these girlfriends, and it was working with all of them. But the problem was the guys weren't falling in love with the girl. They're actually falling in love with Natasha.
Because I was writing their
vicariously
text
through.
I was writing their text.
She was writing the text. And so she was like, it got to a point where she was managing like 8 relationships with 8 different people.
Babes, I still am. I do it for dudes now. I do it for dudes.
And then when she cut it off, like it didn't work out. And I'm like, you can only like help so much. Like it turned out she just sent everyone tea. She's like, just go, figure it out yourself.
Oh yeah, the tea's back. I'm doing it now. But look, the truth is what you do is you have to understand that building a business with the person is the way to integrate yourself into their life. So you integrate yourself so that forevermore you are involved in their life, and then you can choose to leave it if you don't want to be involved with them anymore. But when you integrate in a business, they're kind of attached to you. They see you as an asset, not a liability. You need them to see you as an asset. Like, this bitch makes money for me. This person is actually an asset in my life. I'm going to make money by having them in my life rather than if they're not in my life. Like any other chick's a liability. I'm spending money on her dinner. She wants a bag. A bag who? Like, he's like, what do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, sweetie, I want to build another school. That's the truth. So he buy me a lot of diamonds, but I don't really care about it. What I care about is I want to build another school in Guatemala. I want to build one in Ghana now with the charity I'm on the advisory board of, Pencils of Promise. I believe in the greater good. So show me how big your cojones are and come build a school with me. Like, I don't want to see how many bags. I'm bored of bags. They're so boring. Like, I need something bigger that's going to do something in the world. So yes, it is big energy, and a lot of men wouldn't be able to handle it. A lot of girls wouldn't be able to handle it, but the right person makes them stand up. Doesn't it make you stand up?
Yeah, no, she's right. We did some Zoom calls together early on, and everyone kept saying how magical our energy was. Like, we were kind of like a 1-2 punch. And so it was cool to see business come in, and Natasha started like, she had me on her podcast. That was how we met. And then she started like, she sent me a journal the next day, and then she started sending me business. And she was just like, I could tell I was in her mind and her thoughts. She was very thoughtful, not afraid to let someone know she's thinking about them.
When I like you, I will introduce you to my little black book, everyone, but strategically. So I'm like, okay, they want to be a movie star. Let me hook them up. Let me think about you. But I don't do it for everyone. I do it for the ones I love, like I care about. And I just did that a lot for you early on. I was like, I really care about you, and I'm going to hook you up with people who are going to help you in what you want to do, because that's what it's about. It's not about if you want to get in someone's head. There's so many people who are like, oh, I can't find a good one. I'm like, sweetie, you have to offer more. You have to add more value to the ones you're seeing. Like, it's a game, but it's not a game in the way you know it. Hence, how do you actually find love? That's the title of this today.
And
you have to be a little different. Like my book, Be It Till You Become It. You have to act a little different. You have to be authentic to who you are, but you have to bring the sauce. Like, what is your USP in your love life? What is your unique selling point? Why are you going to be the one they go on a second date with versus that gorgeous person they just went on another date with and given great sex and you haven't put out yet? Like, what is so... I didn't put out for... we were
Well,
speaking for 2 months on Clubhouse
yeah, I
and
mean,
online. I didn't do it.
I showed up to London. I snuck into London during COVID.
Why are you going to go there?
And we show up to her house,
We cut.
and she looks at me and she's like,
Cut.
she's like, "Do you want to just get this over with, just to like get it out of the way?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it."
So technically, it was
So-
a one night stand, but it also wasn't because we've been speaking for 2 months.
But can I just say a thing on jealousy that I learned? She
Where's
would
he
get
going?
she would get super jealous and super possessive of me. And at first I hated jealousy. My outlook on jealousy was, if you're jealous, that means you're insecure. A true person who loves themselves doesn't need to feel jealous. That's what I thought. But then she made a really good point. She said, "Yeah, I'm very protective of you and I am jealous. And the worst thing that you'll ever experience in your life is when I don't care. And I don't care what you do. Go party with your friends. Go to Vegas. Go to the strip club. That's the day I've fallen out of love with you." And that kind of shifted the whole way I view love.
You love it when
So you need to fight for what you love and fight for something you love. And so that was a really amazing, interesting shift. And I think 2 jealous people in a relationship, it could be a bit too much fire, but someone who's protective and the other one who's a little bit more kind of free loving, hippie, she likes to call me. I think that works. And
So it was a good sign when you went on the jet the other day with random models then, yeah? I was like really pissed off about it. I don't think I spoke to you for a day, but
shout out to Bill Walsh and
shout out to the fact
Dawn
that I
Ahern.
flew and saw one of my wacky friends in Vegas instead. I don't care. You want to play open? I play open.
See, there you go. See, so there's the threat to go with it. But guys, our DoorDash has arrived. I think that concludes our podcast. That was fun.
So
thanks for
my
having me on the
final
show.
point is this: men fall in love through an emotional connection, and women fall in love through a sexual one. So men fall in love through an emotional connection, and women fall in love through a sexual one. So if you are wanting somebody to fall in love with you, the easiest thing to do is to hold out, because then they are likely to fall in love because you're not putting out. They're having to connect with your brain. They're having to be stimulated somewhere else other than there. Get them to use their brain from here, not their tiny brain down there. Get them to use this one.
Big brain.
For some. So my point is...
Also, can I just say, you know how a contract...
Everyone's like, well, is he big or small now? No one knows.
You know how there's a contract and you got to put it in ink. So after 5 days of seeing each other face to face, we went to a tattoo shop and we got each other's names tattooed on our ribs, matching tattoos. And it was kind of like this, like, hey, let's really dedicate ourselves to this. Like, I wanted to show her I wasn't bluffing and I was actually in love, and she wanted to show me the same. So we went out and we tattooed each other's name. There it is. Yeah, no, that's the one. I got the same one.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like, maybe you don't need to do matching tattoos. I mean, that's pretty extreme and impulsive, but you could do.
Well, that was me just tramp stamping myself on his body after 5 days. Hello. Like, the ring's next.
Yeah.
You have to do it. Get a dog together, guys. Like, do whatever you need to do to get into their head. I'm sorry, it works. But the truth is, business is the quickest way. Like, jokes aside, business,
have a shared vision.
Philanthropy together,
Shared vision.
Yeah. Do something above and beyond. Don't put out straight away. I honestly, truly believe, and I've done it every way. I've had sex on the first night. I've done it the other way where I've had sex after 2 months. I've done it the long way where I waited with him like 2 months of talking and then in person. I've done it every which way. But I'm telling you, when you wait, they fall in love so much deeper. So that concludes today's podcast. That's how you actually find love, bitches. Let's do this.